How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Crossout Clanwars. Now, this will be the very first games of many, of course, with my new clan SWAT, which is so cool. It finally happened to Switch. I posted a video at the end of last week where we discussed the final games in Ditto. So if you haven't watched that yet, go watch it. Yeah, I talk a bit about why Ditto ended and everything in there. So a really good video if you haven't watched that yet. But today I have 5 games for you in total, 2 versus 16K and 3 versus BHOL. These are some really good games, and we just had such a great session in the very first session in SWAT. So I just figured I gotta upload some of these videos, and yeah, the boys in SWAT are all good about it as well. So yeah, that's just great. So 5 games for you, as I said. I won't spoil too much about what's going to happen in each of the videos. I will let you guys watch that, but I will just talk a bit about some of the changes that has happened like lately in Clan Wars in general for me and for my clan and everything, and also just address some of the plays that I make here in the first game, because I think there's some pointers to talk about. Again, some people find my playstyles and stuff very interesting, so I want to talk a bit about why I play the way that I do. To maybe address some of that. So we're gonna try to do that. But let's start at the fact that you will throughout this video see a lot of old Dead Zone members in this video, because when the switch happened to SWAT, it all started with one guy wanting to switch. Then it sort of provoked a few other peoples to maybe make that switch as well, because the clan was so inactive anyway. So it was something that was bound to happen eventually, because we struggled so much getting people. But basically, I ended up in the clan again with Rincy and Villarential, and also with Jonsu and Smoke, and Fiki came too. So that's really cool. Some good guys and some good players indeed that came along for the SWAT adventure, which is great, which is so cool. So I'm really excited about that all in all. And I mean, Rince is such a good friend, so just still seeing him on the same team is something that I value a lot. And I've been in a clan with Spedimix before. He's a great guy. Like he knows his leading, and he's just a joy to play with, honestly. And my first game here with Hondo being the leader of these games, I mean, just when I stop talking and you can listen to the in-game comms, go listen to how good he is at just handing out the calls whenever he has to. Like it's a real pleasure being here, I must say, and I'm excited to see what can happen for the future. We had a really good session, as I said, so really nice, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. But for this game, as I said, 2 games versus 16K, 3 games versus BHOL. I'm on my Scorpion hover throughout the entire session. There will be a little bit switches between Hondo and Spedimix and Fiki. There is a little bit of switching going on, but I'll be on my Scorpion hover for all of the games. So first game here, the round was pretty stagnated throughout the entire first round. They didn't really push. Meanwhile, they also had 2 aspect spiders, so it was quite easy for us to go take some ground. As nothing happened and we had to make a move on something, and we didn't just want to push into aspects, we decided to just go for the cap instead. As you can see, we're actually just allowed to keep that cap for a long time. And I know in some situations it's not the most ideal to sit down here when you have people shooting down at you. Scorpions can easily get shots and guns, etc. if you sit on the high ground. But since we already took down the Scorpion and their cannon hover has definitely taken some damage, it was quite easy for us to sit here, and Epic missed it there, but I make up for it on the second shot. I still make these like stupid shots every once in a while where I try to compensate for a bullet drop that isn't existing or something like that, but it's definitely getting better. But as you can see, we actually ended up getting that first round without too much hassle. We got all the 3 points in cap. We forced them to push, which was also something we wanted. So it just creates an entire different situation if the aspect spider has to push rather than you pushing into aspect spiders, because you sort of maybe have the good grounds. Epic gamer move there. Fell down a little bit, but it's all right. I can just get up again. And I mean, at the end of the day, it actually worked out quite well, because they start pushing here on the left side, and what we want to do is we want to just put some pressure on them here in order to make sure that they don't really come too close. So we just try to defend our left side here as they push in on us. But they push in on us quite a lot. So we just sort of, yeah, kept the ground, tries to prevent them from push too much, slowly falling back as this aspect spiders come in, because the aspect spiders are a bit scary if you don't pay too much attention to them. But we get a nice chain of damage in on them here on the left side as they come closer, while the cannon keeps his distance. Hondo starts retreating and I start retreating, so we can just shoot at them, and the aspects are not gonna get a lot of damage in from that range. So all in all, that's a great trade for us, just sitting here. But since they are like 3 people over here and we're just 2 right now, we will just fall back and give them some ground. But I mean, you see, when we then switch over here, they're sitting on a lot of open ground while we have a lot of cover where we can take peekaboo shots from. So that's a really nice position for us to get. Now, I should have rotated earlier here, because you can see that the Scorpion Hover actually shows up over there on the right side. Boom, there he is. And I wanted to push him, and as I push him, he starts moving forward and he pushes into Spedimic. So yeah, a bit unlucky that I'm trying to get behind him. I was fully expecting him to start falling back when Spedimic started pushing him. He just didn't do so, and that is what it is. But I still end up getting some shots on him. And now in this situation, because I've seen some people be like, oh, you gotta be more aggressive when you're playing and stuff, but look at this situation for example. There's no point for me to be more aggressive in this specific situation, because if I start going more aggressive and push into the guys over there even more than I'm doing already, like if I start going like really, really deep into them, then I'll just get stripped in seconds. And with the position that we have right now, it's not really necessary for me. We have 3 people over there. If I start stacking up as well, then I'm gonna have a bad time, because I'm gonna get pushed around, and might as well be ready to meet them here, since we are actually outnumbering them right now. Yes, I am lacking some damage, and if I should do something differently here, I would definitely still have moved watching this in hindsight, but I wouldn't just rush into them. I would move over to cap and get the possibility to get some shots on them from the cap circle, rather than just stacking up like 4 people at the same place. You have to move together as a team, yes. And did I stay too far behind here? Yes, I did. But what I should have done is I should have pushed over to the cap. So I still shouldn't have been fully aggressive and just downright push into them, as some people sometimes suggest that you definitely should do. What I should have done is simply move to cap. Then I could have met them with shots earlier and get a lot of more shots on them. But at this point, it's just a cleanup, because we pretty much degunned all of them. So there weren't like a lot of sense in actually moving over there afterwards. So all in all, pretty good. And bam, there we go. We got our first win.
I can do this with the step spider. Okay, these guys had the aspects, am I right?
Yeah, before.
Yeah, but not anymore. No more.
So we're facing off again versus 16k, this time on Control 17 map. This time they switched out their setup just a little bit. They brought some more scorpions. They brought a porcupine instead of having 2 aspect spiders. So a different team indeed, but nevertheless a really, really interesting game. The first match here is quite funny. It was just a round that felt really good. I didn't struggle too much landing my shots and everything. What they did is they wanted to push up on the left side. So we sort of tried to meet them when they do so. Spedimix is sort of our front, the first one that they will meet in this situation, and because he can tank so much, he's a Bastion Spider. So that's what he did in this. He sort of stayed a little bit further behind just to take some damage and save the hovers for a little bit, which was really, really clever play by him. And we can take down the porcupine. I actually thought the porcupine was down at this point, so I switched my target. Hondo calls for our help, so we just switched over to the porcupine again. Get another shot on him. Hondo is free at this point, I see, and Velar has also switched over to him. So I switched back to the targets in order to sort of stay stay in front for right now and see if I can just tank some shots. The reason for me doing so is that I feel like if I didn't do this, then they would be able to just snipe us from the rear, and if we gave them room to do so, those scorpions would just pop us instantly if we hadn't done so. So it was nice just to be able to fend them off and sort of keep them on their toes just a little bit, keep them a bit away from the base while the other guys got to turn around again. And that all in all just made it possible for us to, get out there again. No one has taken too much damage because they sort of started looking at me while I tried to get some shots at them, and I could keep my teammates safe there just for a little bit. So now they will just hammer down again, and we're there to just land a lot of damage on them. And that's that's pretty much it for the first round there. Just going for the cabin in order to end that guy. As you can see, he had it. Whenever I see a smoking cabin, I aim for the cabin with the scorpions. 560 damage to a cabin if you hit it directly is something that most people will not survive if they have a smoking cabin, unless they're like a bastion spider, something that by nature has a lot of HP or a lot of structure. So yeah, all in all, really, really good first round. What I think I'll do is that I will let you guys just enjoy the rest of the videos, see how they go. The 3 games versus BHOL are so freaking good. Like, those were some of the most funny rounds I've had, even though like not my best rounds, but just some really funny games. So I hope you guys will enjoy those, and thank you so much for tuning into this video. Let me know what you think about the new hover that I made here with the scorpions and my time in SWAT, because we had some fun, and SWAT is sort of trying to climb back into the higher ranks without trying too much to specifically get there. So for me, this is a perfect situation clan-wise, and I'm, as I said, really just so hyped about being here, and I'm grateful for them giving me the chance to be in there. So that's also really, really cool. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for the continued support, and there will be a lot of Clan Wars material coming up now, because maybe also something that you guys can learn even more from than before, since you will now see some higher tier gameplay than it was in Deto. In Deto, we were mostly just focused on farming. Here we are also a bit focused on at least staying in top 60. So there will probably be a little bit more competitive gameplay, which is something that, in my opinion, you can learn even more from. So do enjoy it. If you have any questions, ask them down below, and I'll try to reply to them as good as I can. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bye bye.
Alright, turn around now. Where is the pork? Yeah, the pork is behind us now. If you want, you could now go for the pork. Left.
Eleanor one gun.
3 burgers, watch out!
Yeah.
Left.
Orc is coming in on the left, yeah.
Oh, he missed the Skinner.
Jesus Christ.
Cannon
Okay,
cloaked on
Scorpion
the
was stripped.
right. Another Scorp. Still has a gun though. Fuck, we're getting beating in the right side here. Watch out, Turlock going left. Fuck it, I'm gonna stay with you.
Yeah,
Shit.
one scorpion stripped.
Okay, other one has still have one gun. Cannon is coming middle as well. Let's push this one Scorp here.
Yeah,
And
you
Oriel.
two go for it. I'm gonna go help.
down.
Nice.
Alright, one coming to you now. Cannon, get out of there.
This Scorp should be empty. If it's not, just finish him there. I'm gonna go help guys in the middle.
Here's one. We're
The one in their base is stripped.
okay. Our base is stripped.
Yeah, this one next to me is stripped.
I'm just kiting this guy right now.
Yeah, I'm almost
this
there.
cannon
I'm
guy.
almost there, my mate.
He's fighting up
Keep guiding, keep guiding. I'm with you.
He's out. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
He's just sunbathing there. Excuse me, boy.
Nice.
These guys.
Melee squad.
I like how they lost one of their defibrillators.
One
Yeah.
Scorp.
Which one? Already 500 on the score.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think they're gonna push. Looks like it. Yeah, Malays are under here already. One is under us at least.
that was a
Nice.
nasty hit.
Nice
Look behind you,
shot.
Pedimix.
Broke the one down there.
He's down.
Yeah.
Here's next one.
Okay, one is cloaked under us again.
I have to jump down.
No. Jump.
Nah, too late.
Let them make their... Did you jump? Lol. What
Oh,
the
I
fuck?
popped that guy too. You're welcome.
Jesus.
Yeah, Lancer is empty as well. Defibrillator on the... this one, yeah.
No problem, I'm safe.
Keep fighting. Yeah, nice. Well, that was easy then.
Alright, or I finish the dogs off. I'll keep the Scorpion busy. Well, actually, they are self-destructing. Yeah, finish the dog on the right side.
Everyone got some score.
Yeah,
Scorpion
yeah.
lost one gun. The other one.
And the
lost
second gun. Up
Nice.
goes the second gun. Yeah.
And boom, boom, boom. Come on, suicide, boys. No, it's not Monday anymore. Goddamn.
Because first round they said self-destruct. When you already crossed
Alright, alright. Yeah, let's take the high ground. We'll wait there, you know. Jesus will come.
One on the
trust me.
ledge. One is jumping middle doggy. Nice decloak. Fuck, I missed lol. Sorry.
I'm
So
in
did
your
I.
left,
He's
Hudu.
gonna go under. Yeah, he's gonna jump under us here. Lancer going on left as well. Verla, watch out. How to call you?
The Scorpion is-
Enorial or...
Scorpion is very far away right now.
Yeah, but we're not gonna worry about that one.
One cloak under the bridge is
There's a
coming
cloak under
our
us.
spawn. I think.
No,
Left side might be coming. Left side coming. Yep, one is coming here. One is going around probably.
In
Didn't
front,
come up
in front.
Oh, he's here.
Scorpion lost one gun.
Yeah. Guess who fucked up?
Fuck, I fell down.
There is other
Ah,
one
shit.
close.
Alright, go help tree. Go help tree.
Oh, he's without front wheels.
Oh, Lancer just passed me by here. Lancer jumping down as well. Watch your ass. Did he flip? No, he didn't.
He didn't, but
Beautiful.
what?
Tree coming behind you guys.
Like he's a Lancer, but he has something
Oh,
explosive
okay.
in there. Scorpion D-gun. Oh
That's
shit,
not
no.
us, the sparkling.
Hondo, can you help me up, please?
No. Wait. I'm gonna... Nope. Yeah, I'm coming.
Thank you.
I was trying to take a shot, but I fucked up.
Oh, nice job, tree.
Well, again, cabin is too far.
Yeah. Whatever. I'll just chill here. You know, just lie on my back while you do all the hard work. This guy's like right next to him, so it's like I'm trying to stop this guy,
Mix used to be
but
like
now
top
I'm on
10 clan,
fire.
so
You know.
Mix is like top 10 clan, so
Yeah.
they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
someone
you know,
can stick with the cars here.
Yeah, tree burger maybe. You're the
mean, I'm
most.
not gonna
Hover
say no
coming
to
on
that.
the right side. Yeah, Hover is on the right side. Actually, yeah, he's back there, and one is...
Yeah. We'll have one. Yeah. Okay.
Too
We'll
far
have
out,
two
maybe.
behind us.
One spinning in the middle there. Scorp on the right side.
Might have
Scorp
some
just
yep, you have
camping
some
still
clothes
there.
coming in here now.
Yeah. 2 millies behind us now.
Yep, they're coming in. One just passed it by, coming from me. Wait, vittu.
All right.
Might
Make a
have dropped him
run
down
for
a
it
little
now.
bit.
Yeah, not gonna go anywhere from this guy. I'm dead.
All right. There we go. All right.
Oh, so
Definitely
sorry.
later.
Wanna see it?
Nice. Stunned him for a second.
Where's the
Scorp's
third?
here as
Oh
well.
shit! There's the third guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I'm not gonna. So the
Oh,
right-
whoa.
Where's the? Okay. You got it. Where are the
I
rest?
still have Oculus.
Oh, okay. There it is. Well, maybe tell me where the enemy is then. You know. Go for the health heal defibrillator.
You're the only one.
You're the only one. Yep.
Hara.
Oh, okay. I thought. Yeah. Okay.
You're the chosen one. Oof.
he came from somewhere else than where I did because I never saw him. Otherwise I would have said something.
Oh, I might have
Close
taken
to the right
something off
side.
one of them.
Scorp middle.
One is on
One
our
on the
right. One
left
is on our
coming.
right. Should we just push him?
One on the left.
He's all
close,
alone,
better
the-
next to you. He's in our
I have
base.
no
He's on below,
idea.
below.
Yep, there it is.
Okay. I'm alive.
Okay, he's running away. He's
Yeah,
just
but no, the
distraction.
But wait,
below.
there's more. There's more.
Yep.
Oh,
He's
that guy
sneaking on the left.
got popped. He's popped.
One
One
more
coming.
here.
One coming on the left. In front of me here. Hey, Vittu. No. Yeah, it's still fucking drilling me up.
One is
Oh,
close.
okay.
One is close here.
Motherfucker.
Lance
one more
just
coming
Lance
in.
just passed
Holy
me.
shit, so many
Oh
lances.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I forgot there was fourth one. He still has lances.
Behind you, tree.
1k hit on Scorp. I think he lost the gun.
He has one down. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lance
Something
are coming
cloaked
in now.
there. Nice.
Alright, Piaku.
Lance has 3 guns.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, he's empty.
Fucking scorpion.
Yeah, watch out for the Scorp.
But nice and easy.
How did I do that?
Nice.
Oh,
700
he's
on it.
self-destructing. He's self-destructing.
He's stripped. I think. No, he's not.
No,
Nice.
they went out. Okay, yeah. Good job, guys. Good job.
I don't even need the hours. 2 is enough. Just smart about attacking on this side too. I don't know what the fuck we should do. We should maybe rotate around from the right side and go back to the other base where we was just last game. That was kind of better in this side there. That's kind of tight corners in here.
One cloaked. I don't know where it is.
Scorps on the right. 1k hit on Scorp.
One middle cloak. One the mid left.
One coming in
cloak.
here.
One in middle cloaked, yeah. He's coming straight in. Or not.
One might be cloaked here too.
Careful on the Lancer, this one have to get stripped. Okay, Scorp is still shooting there.
Took off one scope.
One on the left, cloaked. Watch your asses.
He's cloak.
Sweet.
Another one
Yeah,
left.
I'm turn around. Yeah, here. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Another one cloak.
Oh, one on the right side.
All right,
Oh shit.
eyes on next ones.
Lance on
eyes
me.
on next one.
Ah! Fuck.
I'll eat the lance. There we go.
All right,
Call
definitely
the
later.
guards if you need to.
Shit. Defra on me.
Yeah, help tree.
Help tree. Nice, you got over him. Try to get that spark and you're free to go.
There we go.
Nice.
Last
Go
one
over
cloak.
him probably.
I'm out.
Shit.
Oh, Lancer. Oh shit.
Fuck.
Lancers. No!
No.
Damn. Okay, Lancer should be empty. Yeah, Lancer is empty. One
Yep.
dog is down.
The scorpion has lost
They
one
get
gun.
the score.
Yeah, looks like it is empty.
Yeah, he's down. He's
Alright.
down.
Defibrillator. One of those. That one in the middle. This one is still okay. This one, yeah. Get that spark off and you got this maybe. Unless they're gonna explode on you. Just go over him. Oh,
Nice.
beauty. Just
Mind the
keep
cap,
eye on
mind the cap.
and just, yeah. Just kite them around, kill them all. Cap is half capped. Oh,
my
we took
God,
it
I
back
lost my
over.
over.
Damn.
Nice job, Spitter.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it
And
is.
there goes
Perkele.
another.
Melee. Thank you, melee.
Oh, that was very, very fucking close too. I got one shot.
Yep,
at my
yep,
one
but always that's kind of bullshit who make you lose. Oh, hello.
Him dead.
might as well stun a little bit while I'm moving up.
Yeah, we have to take this kind of defensively because you know that the. I'm sorry again.
I
Oh,
de-wheeled
on.
the front wheels of the melee. Sorry.
Of course.
Nice tree, nice follow up.
$500 cabin on the one score.
Nice. One is close to us.
He's gonna be big.
He's on right side.
300.
Oh,
too.
okay, that's the melee. He can still
LG.
drive surprisingly well, but all right, I've got it under control now. Focus on the others.
You sure?
One cloak left.
The scorpion is burning.
Yep. Think.
All right,
I'm in pretty bad shape.
all right. You take it easy then. We're gonna take the captain. Just wait it there.
I'm gonna finish the scorpion if you don't.
All right, go ahead. I'll stop the captain.
That's okay. There we go.
Oh, there's one cloaked in the cap who is burning. Yeah, Diagrant. There we go. Thank you, Tree. Where's the defibrillator?
He's in our
on-
spawn.
On our base.
Yeah, if you want a Tree, you can go help him.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead. This insanity guy is out.
Got you.
Yeah, he got my front. I'll just go to sit in the cap.
Nice.
Yeah. What you can do, Rinse, is you can just kind of play a little bit more, you know, like in the back and sort of like. There's no need to be like you already have a spider in your team, so you know, so just like super nice and easy, super nice and slow. You know, there's somebody else to sweat for you.
Yep.
And that somebody else is me. That's the melee. That's the melee.
Yeah, melee is going for our back.
All right, take him out now.
He drove the wall.
Do you have it under control?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Okay.
One coming
you have
behind us.
wheels in front.
Yeah, I'm working on the other two. All right, 400 HP. I'm a fallback now because I'm very low.
Yep. One is completely alone in the left, I think. Cloak.
There it is.
Yeah, of course.
He's gonna fall back now. Take a shot.
Okay, I'm down. Like, no hover in one side.
Yeah, but so is he. So is he. All right. I'll finish with this one if you want, and maybe go after the next one now. This guy is out.
Scorpion pushing me. I'm falling back.
I'm with you, Trey. I'm low though.
Almost with you if I stabilize.
Okay, I'm coming now. I'm coming to you now, actually.
Sorry.
500 damage on the scope.
Yeah, just keep coming away. Keep coming away. Actually, yeah. Actually, hey, can you guys go and kill that one guy behind us? He is like still shooting at me.
Scorpion has one gun left. ESD gun.
Did you kill it? Well, I did.
They can't now. Definitely.
All right, kill the weak one and then come help me with this guy.
Already dead.
He's down to one gun, I think.
Yeah, he don't have Typhoon.
He doesn't have a tsunami either.
Oops.
That's not food.
Boom!
Yeah, I'm just stealing all these kills, you know. I come